I promise you, the calendar tells us it's October 4th. What an utterly gorgeous day for a fun evening of soccer. Public School League Championship on the line. It's Cass Tech against mighty Detroit Western. Welcome inside the booth. Let's get you ready for this one. Evan Stockton, Steve Williams. Glad you're making a little time for us. Steve, you're our Detroit Public School soccer guru here. What do we got to know about this matchup coming up in a few minutes?
So this matchup here is the matchup. It is the Detroit Classic. These two teams have faced off more times than any two high schools in all of Detroit. These are the two best teams that Detroit has to offer, and they have been for a long time now.
And you look at Detroit Western year after year. They are winning games like this year after year. Why are they so good?
You know, Brad does a great job of recruiting. He's out there at the middle school games, at the middle school championships. So is Coach Jack, and they're bringing in the best kids from around the city all year round.
Interesting to see how it'll turn out today, Cass Tech against Detroit Western. So when you look at Cass Tech, right, what is the potential formula to try to spring a little upset here?
So Cass Tech, what they have going for them really is the fact that they've never won this game. So they don't have the pressure. All the pressure's on Western. They are the defending champions since the reconception of this league because it just came back 3 years ago. And Western's won all three championships. All two championships prior. This is their third time going for the championship. So Cass Tech has never really knocked them off. So all the pressure's on Western.
Yeah, Detroit Western defeated Cass Tech in this game 4-1 last year. Cass Tech got a goal late, but Detroit Western ended up winning the thing by a 4-1 final. So we see what happens today. We're going to flip around and start watching the ball game here as Detroit Western will be in the red. Cass Tech on the other side in the familiar white with the green and that famous interlocking CT logo. It is fun to see games like this, of course, Steve. So much attention in the public school league paid to football and paid to boys basketball. When you get to see schools like Detroit Western shine on the soccer field and Cass Tech, always known for its success in football, but to get to play games like this in soccer every single year, it's a lot of fun to be a part of it and watch it.
It really is, you know. I mean, literally having coaching both middle schools and high schools, I see the excitement in the middle school kids when they realize they have a chance to go to Cass Tech. And then the excitement that the soccer players have when they see Coach Brad watching their championship games. And they know, hey, I might get to go to Western. I might get to go to Cass Tech. So that's where the kids, at this point, the recruiting's done. Their name's out there. As soon as the coaches, the kids see these coaches, they're ready to go there.
Cass Tech is already on the field. Apparently Detroit Western has to be a little late to the proceedings, you know? Everyone wants to arrive fashionably late. They'll come on the field about a minute or so after Cass got on the field.
Hey, but all these kids, they know each other. They've been playing against each other for their entire lives. This is what it all comes down to. For Cass to have the chance to finally be the first one of the DPS schools to knock off Western in this public school league championship.
Western in the red. Cass Tech in the white with a soccer ball that's going to be hard to miss today. What color, Steve, would you call that ball today?
I will go with fireball.
Yeah,
That's a nice fireball color.
Okay. Were you trying to quote that god-awful Pitbull song that's been stuck in my head for like 7 years? Or do you have any idea what I'm talking about? If you don't, congratulations.
I'm not all the way familiar with that song.
Good.
So.
Don't Google it because it'll never get out of your head.
I'll take your word on that.
Terrible song.
I'll take your word on that one.
There you go. Seriously, though, how amazing is the weather today for first week in October?
This is beautiful. I mean, you very rarely have a championship that's played in this kind of weather. The last time I faced Western in a championship game, it was cold, it was raining, it was miserable for the coaches. And then I lost, so I was even more miserable.
It's like, look, if I'm going to be that cold and miserable, at least win, and then the post-game warm shower feels better, you know? But after, it's just nothing's good. Nothing's good about this.
Yes. It was just about 2 years ago where I actually knocked Cass off in the playoffs to play Western in championship where we lost pretty badly. In
case you're wondering what the delay is for, they forgot to put the corner flags up, so...
And that is one of those things that just simply comes with being on a championship field that's not their own.
Yeah.
If it was Western's field or Cass field, they've already got people out there doing that for them for the game. So with this being at, a neutral site, they got to be a little bit more. And that might be one of those things that helps Cass out. Mm-hmm. This is not Western's home field. Usually, we have a home, the better record team hosting that championship game, neutral grounds. So Cass has every opportunity here to finally upset Western.
Still awaiting the start of this one. Just past 6:30 now. They have turned the lights on in advance. Unfortunately, of course, these days are getting shorter, so sun is setting now around 7:30 instead of a little bit later in the summer, which was great. All right, Steve, here we go. For anyone just joining, again, what's the early scouting report on this game today, Western and Cass Tech?
Western's going to be aggressive. They're going to try to score often, score early, and just keep that pressure on Cass Tech.
There's an early whistle and a foul on Turner for Cass Tech. So, free kick coming up for Detroit Western.
Now, both of these teams have district playoff games coming, so they're going to play cautiously. No one's trying to get hurt right now, knowing what they have coming up in the playoffs.
Nathan Romero, the junior, over the ball for Western. What does the service look like? And it's right onto the keeper. You think that got tipped, Steve? Looked like it came a little bit weirdly off the foot on that one.
That might have hit the wall a little bit. So that wall that Cass Tech formed might have affected that service end.
Thought it was a good tackle at midfield for Cass Tech, but instead another whistle and another foul on the technicians. Once again, it's Western ball on the free kick here. That was Juan Pablo Hermosillo.
So what these players have to learn early is how's the ref calling this game. Is he calling it soft, or is he going to let them play a little bit? And then let that determine how they attack. How aggressive do you want to be?
How often, typically, as a coach, a player, does it take you to figure out what tone the game is going to take in terms of being officiated?
The referee typically sets that tone early. So they're going to know within the first few minutes how this game is going to be called.
Technicians haven't been able to get that ball across the middle portion of the pitch yet today. Western possessing again. This is Martinez.
They're in their attack.
And a nice slide tackle. Well done by Añana Diaz.
He's got to get there. Oh, he held on to it way too long, though.
Technicians possessing and getting it to the middle third. Ooh, a little bit of room through the middle, and then the attempted through ball was blocked.
And he's lost it. Cass Tech has to keep that ball moving faster if they want to have a chance in this game.
Now Western on the run. And a strong tackle by Cass Tech. Does this feel like the type of game to you where Cass Tech's going to have to live on the counter because Western's just going to have better athletes to possess all game, you think?
Definitely. Cass Tech has to catch them off guard. They have to counter a few of those attacks and make the most of those counters. Because Western has the athletes. They have the speed. Cass Tech is not going to be able to keep up step for step with them. They need to be able to outthink them and attack on the counter.
And man getting up slowly, middle of the field is Gail Martinez. Añana Diaz with a very strong tackle. And Martinez slow to get up. At first, you think he's just selling the call, as any good soccer player would do. But no, he was actually a little dinged up on the hard tackle.
Okay, I see they switched the game ball up to the MHSAA regulation state ball.
Are you breaking news to me? There's a rule that you have to have a white ball.
So that's actually a rule that MHSAA put in in our rules to have to play with as of last year.
Okay.
So every couple of years, MHSAA changes up the required ball. So you might at your home games, at your regular season games, play with your own personal ball. But when it comes to playoffs and state playoffs, they have I believe this is the I forget which brand of ball this is. I actually have one at home. I have a whole bunch of them at home, you know, and it's Wilson brand.
Ooh, this is a dangerous ball that was played into the box. Western's got it again. Cross in. Missing bodies on its way in, and a goal kick is coming.
So if that ball would have came off of that head, I think that would have been a goal. That was real close. So you see Western's threatening early, and they're going to keep that pressure on them. Oh, that was a great tackle. I mean, that goalie just really helped them major. But that misheader right there, that Western was counting on that one. That's how Western usually gets on the board.
Race to the ball. Carried off a couple of bodies. And now Western able to corral with their keeper, and a foul on Cass Tech.
Can't make contact with the keeper like that.
Foul as well. Fouls on Daniel Randon.
That ball came right off his head, but that was a good job to stay with it. But he let his momentum carry him into the keeper, and that's not great. Luckily, the ref didn't card him for that.
Should he have carded him for it?
If I was coaching another team, I might have asked for it. Because we have to protect our goalies.
Right.
They put their bodies out there, and we have to keep them safe and healthy.
I guess the closest corollary to a keeper in soccer would be a quarterback in football, right? Anytime they get touched, the rest of the team has to go and protect them. You're not supposed to touch the keeper.
Pretty much. You don't want your keeper hurt, because most teams, you don't have your keeper, your starting keeper, that's your best guy. And you don't have a legitimate backup out there usually.
Western briefly possessed middle third of the field. Cass Tech has got it back. Still early stages in this Public School League Championship, a Cass Tech turnover.
That's a good pass there. He did not receive it well, though. Can they connect well with that?
Cass Tech probing. Randon overran the ball. Cass Tech will track it down.
That's Francisco Mora there trying to bring that ball up.
First extended possession for Cass Tech, and now this is going to go begging.
That's a goal kick.
Yep, roll out for a goal kick. Steve, you know the culture of both of these programs well. What has the culture of Cass Tech soccer been over the last few years?
You know, so Cass Tech has been just on the up. They've been bringing in more and more talent, trying to basically get themselves ready for the states. And so essentially, their schedule thus far has been so that they have a great record in the end, but now their schedule is becoming where they can go further in the states. And that's their main focus now. They're no longer worried about winning the city championships. They're worried about how far can they go in the states. And that's where Cass Tech is beginning to get to, Cass and Western, honestly. You know, a lot of these kids, they come to Cass Tech all over. You know, Western is more kind of homegrown talent. They're getting kids from Southwest Detroit, but kids will come from all over the city to go play for Cass Tech.
And look, Cass Tech Athletics does nothing halfway. Football team, of course, so many trophies in that case. Basketball team just won the state championship last year. Darius Acuff has moved on to greener pastures in IMG Academy. So when you go play sports at Cass Tech, there really isn't an expectation to do anything else but win, you know?
Pretty much, for a long time now. That is the expectation. You know, kids look to go there. Kids are hearing about Cass Tech when they're in 3rd and 4th grade and what they're doing in sports, and that's keeping kids coming there. I'm looking at a few kids right now that I had when they were younger, when they were in 1st, 2nd, 3rd grade. Now they're seniors out here, and this was their dream to play for Cass Tech.
Well, we got a corner coming here for Western. Just kidding, we're going to get a goal kick. Looked like it went off of Cass Tech, but it last went off of Western. So this allows the Cowboys to bring a couple of subs into the situation. Luis Torres, number 24, is in, and Dason Mejia Garcia, number 17, in as well. Lyndon Wilson, number 12, one of the pair of Cowboys now leaving the field. Friendly reminder for you, high school collegiate soccer, you can sub out and then come back in. It's unlike professional soccer where when you leave the pitch, you are no longer allowed back on. Western on the attack. Careening off of bodies and cleared by Cass. Nifty little footwork there by Romero. Western will probe the right side.
Cass Tech trying to bring pressure. Good slide tackle.
Strong slide tackle, takes it away. Cass Tech retaining possession. Heavy touch there, turns into a turnover. It will be Cass Tech throw. All right, Steve, we're about 10 minutes in. What are you thinking so far in this match?
You know, honestly, Cass Tech is doing a good job so far. You know, the fact that they haven't allowed that first goal to happen, because that's how it usually happens in this game, in this championship. They fight, they're going back and forth, and then Western gets that first goal. And then all of a sudden, when Western gets that first goal, their confidence shoots up. And that's when they start raining goals in. So the fact that Cass Tech has held them at bay so far is really good for them. If they can maybe get a goal in and put some pressure on Western, let's see how it affects their play.
Now Western coming ahead. Out of space to operate. They'll find it again and try the right side again.
Oh, that was a good move.
Romero let it go. Cowboys probing. Waiting, sending to the middle, building up the attack, and then Cass Tech clears.
And see, that's one thing that Western's really good at. Western is creative in how they attack. And those are the things that throw other teams off. You never know who's going to take that shot. That was a great tackle.
Sacrificing the body to block the long drive. Western with it again. Still early stages in the first half. It has not seen a goal yet. Tackle attempt missed. Western moving left.
Oh, and
then Romero, yep, he lost it. Trying to move to his left. And a giveaway.
So he was trying to set up that shot, and he just knocked it away.
Steve, remind all the folks watching this game, what's the history here? How many times in a row has Western beaten Cass for the city championship?
So since Detroit has brought back their public school league, Western has won the last 2 championships, going for their 3rd right now. Before that, before they brought back the city league, Western would beat Cass Tech just about every year for the last 7 years now. Western's girls have been champions for 8 years straight. And it's usually going against teams like Cass Tech.
Western nearly had an opportunity. Cass Tech sent it away, middle of the field.
So since Detroit has brought back their public school league, Western has been their only champion. No one has been knocked off Western yet.
So if you're a Western player, I know it's still early, but by this time in the Public School League Championship last year, they were ahead. How do you manage any potential nerves? And if this thing stays tied for a little longer, how do you manage that feeling in the back of your head? Oh boy, this is actually close.
So if you're a Western, you just have to remember who you are. You are the defending champion. There's a reason for that. You are where most Detroit kids go to if they want to go far in soccer. And so Cass Tech might get the kids who are doing soccer, basketball, and football, but Western is where most of the kids are looking at in terms of soccer. So you have to remember that you have the talent around you. You have the help. And honestly, you have the winning culture.
That's a great ball into the box. It's loose and found by Western.
That was a great save and great defending. Because against other teams, less experienced teams not quite as good, that's definitely a goal for Cass Tech. All right, it's going to be a Western throw.
Now Western gets it in and turns it over.
Tried to be a little bit too fancy there with the behind-the-back pass.
You said it earlier. If I'm Cass Tech, 15 minutes just about in. Feeling pretty good with where I'm at in terms of how much I've possessed, and Western hasn't had really a quality chance yet.
True. Cass Tech has every reason to feel good right now. They're in this game. This time last year, not so much so. But right now, they see themselves in this game. They're moving that ball well. They're connecting with their passes.
Ooh, nice tackle.
If they can just finish in that attacking third, that's going to be the key.
Was a great tackle in the middle of the field, by the way. Let's give a little love to Juan Daniel Mercado, number 93. Both teams have subbed guys in and out already. Keeping the bodies fresh, Steve, as you were talking about right before the playoffs.
Yeah. So as much as both of these teams want the city championship, the truth is, not as much this year. This year, they have bigger aspirations. They have bigger dreams. For Western, you've been city champions. You've done that for years. You've been the best team in Detroit for years. So they're looking to see how far can they take that.
That's a drive off the crossbar. Oh, my goodness.
That was a close one.
Osmart Fernandez nearly found the back of the net. We told you Cass Tech is in this game.
And that ball almost dipped right in for him. That was a great job by the keeper to stand tall and guide that ball towards that post. Whew, that one was close. Just over the hands, off the crossbar.
Now Western playing with a little pace. Into the middle they go. Approaching the box with room. And over the bar.
And that's what you can expect from Western. After Western almost allows a goal, they're going to be on the attack.
Pretty even in terms of the shots on goal so far, couple apiece. But yes, Steve, as you're saying, sometimes when you are the favorite, you're expected to win. If you're Detroit Western, it takes seeing a ball go off the crossbar to go, okay, time to wake up. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Here they come again. Can the Cowboys open the score? They're trying to find the room to do it right now.
You see, they've ramped up that aggressiveness now. They're really getting after Cass Tech.
Trying to utilize that speed and that playmaking ability. This is Cass Tech's ball on the end line. Given away to Western. Brought down by the Cowboys, looking for that room. It's flicked into the box and cleared.
Good defending. That's some great defending in the box.
Man, you got to have nerves of steel in moments like that, right? As it's getting closer and closer to the net.
And you know that ball's going to sting when it hits you.
Yep. This is rolling to the Cass Tech keeper. Gabriel Soto, number 1. Keeper for Cass Tech. Saving the day so far.
Say, Coach Dewar looking pretty nervous on that sideline right now. He's used to having at least a goal in the books by now.
That ball stays in the field of play, sent to the middle of the field.
Oh, good move, good step over.
And then taken away by Western. Villarreal passed it right. Cleared by Cass. Romero to the right. Sent away again by Cass Tech.
Western trying to build that attack.
Linking up passes. Martinez.
That pass is a little strong, though, just a little bit too strong.
Yeah, Miss Mejia Garcia on his run. And just about halfway into the first half, we are still tied, and it's a Cass Tech goal kick. Man, we know there's a few of you folks in the chat watching this game. I guess you were hitting up the chat early. Feel free to let us know where you're watching from. A little Wednesday night soccer for a PSL Championship. Just make sure you keep it clean in the chat, okay? We have no time for things we can't read on live television. Or, you know, don't keep it clean, and then we're just not going to give you a little love. So that's how it goes.
Man, Cass Tech has got to feel good, though, right now. They're still in this game, halfway through the first half, and they have not allowed Western that first goal. So Cass Tech has every chance to finally upset this powerhouse Cowboys.
So we already saw a shot of the Western coaching staff, and they looked a little bit nervous. At what point, if you're Western, do you honestly get nervous? Or are you nervous already?
If you are Coach Dewar right now, you're already nervous. This is already unfamiliar territory for you. You're used to leading. You're used to being ahead. You're used to playing from in front. So the fact that you're playing from even right now, this far going into the half, you're not happy right now. And trust me, if you know Coach Dewar, he's one of the most competitive people I know.
Also, by the way, we gave love to Cass Tech football earlier. Their kicker, George Sanchez, is on the soccer team. So I need to see George at some point. Made a lot of big kicks for Cass over the last couple of years.
And that's one thing that Coach Jack has always done with all of his soccer players. He's always used his soccer players to help out the football team at Cass Tech. He likes to build that Cass Tech community of winning and competing and just all around top level competition.
That one knocked away as Western tried to play it near the box. Oswaldo Flores Vera. This ball sent near the box, rolling fortuitously, but it's by everybody.
So he was trying to connect with that ball in the box and see if we can get going, but it was just drifted by. I mean, Cass Tech is really defending great right now. They really are. They're making Western work, and that's the most important thing. Any given day, any team can go down, but you have to make them work.
Some Western folks wanted a whistle a couple of seconds ago. We play on. Friendly reminder for you, these two teams played for the Public School League Championship last year, and Western won 4-1 in a game that was never really in doubt. Again, I know it's still early, but as Steve keeps telling you, if you're Detroit Western, you're pretty nervous right now with the way that Cass has settled in.
I mean, 4-1 was the scoreline for their game just a few weeks ago. So Western is used to beating Cass. They're used to, and not just beating them, but beating them by multiple goals. So if you're Western, you're not used to this. You're starting to get nervous. And if you're Cass Tech, you're starting to feel confident. You're starting to feel like this is your year.
Yep. So another look at the tough tackle there by Cass Tech, which is giving the ball back to Western. Añana Diaz gave it up. Once again, Western trying to build the attack. Somehow they kept that one in. Romero kept it alive. Cass Tech has got it again.
Oh, tripped over the ball, though.
Still battling for it. And this is a Cass Tech throw coming up on 16 minutes remaining in a first half that still does not have any goals and has that Western coaching staff wondering a little bit.
Coach Dewar is not happy right now. So he wants more out of his players, and I know that's what he's saying on the sideline right now.
Substitutions for both sides as we have a Cass Tech throw. Yana Diaz threw it in. Ivan Lopez Sandoval passed it right. Heavy touch for Western, but they do find it on that far side of the field. Play to the middle, body spinning, and a Cass Tech foul means that Western will have a pretty dangerous free kick coming here.
Definitely, this is not where you want to allow Western to get a free kick. I've seen them score from this 18 yards out way too many times. I've been on the other end of that score from the 18 yards out.
So you've just got a little PTSD going through your brain right
Listen,
now?
two years ago, my team went up 1-0 on the Cowboys, and Coach Brad did not like it at all. And when I say that was the last time we scored that day, that was the last time, okay? They put a whooping on us afterwards.
Barajas lets it go. It's tipped and rolling wide left.
That was an amazing play. That was an amazing save. I mean, Cass Tech is really defending right now. I mean, that's everything you can ask for from your keeper. Put your body on the line, get big, knock that ball away.
Soto got a piece. Western corner, their first of the night. Cowboys chasing it down. Played back into the box. Cass Tech can't clear the box.
Western still has it.
Now they'll try the left side.
They're trying to set up that shot, looking for opportunity.
Deflected on its way in, and Cass Tech clears it to space for just a second. Cass Tech possession, played back into their back third.
Cass Tech trying to build that attack from the back. Can they maintain possession against an athletic Cowboys team?
Man, it feels like a while since Cass Tech has held possession.
Great
that's
tackle.
A great tackle.
That's a great tackle.
No call is coming. Gorgeous tackle by Cass Tech. Snuffs out what looked like it was going to be a Western opportunity.
Fancy move.
And now Martinez.
But a little bit too fancy, though. If you want to be fancy, you got to keep it.
And that's like when you get
Jalen Howard with the steal. Oh, but Western got it right back.
Villarreal to the middle for Western. Still nothing. 0-0 if you want, but this is America. We'll say nothing. Western throw.
Look, if you're Cass Tech and you can go into halftime with this game 0-0, that's all you're asking for. Give us a chance in the second half.
And if it's nothing at the half, it goes from puncher's chance to, all right, we got a shot, right?
Yes,
you
sir.
get halfway into the fight, you're alive.
That's all you want. Cass Tech still on the attack. But Western selling out to defend that back half. They do not want to let Cass Tech get anywhere near their box. And honestly, ever since that shot that went off the crossbar, Cass Tech hasn't been back in that finishing third.
Western on the move. Cleared by Cass. Yeah, you make such a good point. Ever since that shot for Cass Tech went off the crossbar, it feels like they possessed the ball for a grand total of 20 seconds.
I think Western might have woke up.
Yeah. Now Cass Tech doing their best to make sure they can at least get this thing to halftime tied. Cass Tech can't keep it in. Baron Turner, the one who tried to keep it in, couldn't do it. Strong clear for Cass Tech. And a strong header back the other way for Western. Quick throw in for the Technicians. Swing and a miss, leading to Cass Tech numbers. Is this the opening salvo?
Oh,
no.
Great defending. I believe Cass Tech just earned a corner kick, but that was such amazing defending.
Cass Tech had the numbers. They had to have the good defense here.
That's everything you can That's everything you can ask for out of your defensive backs. Just affect that shot. Make that shot go wide.
And they've actually said that the shot from Turner didn't touch anything but his foot. So it was a goal kick for Western, but they've turned it right over again. And now Western couldn't keep it in along that line. It's going to be a Cass Tech throw, and they want to hustle here. Substitution for the Technicians before they can do that.
This is the best attack the Cass Tech has had since that shot came off. So let's go ahead. Let's see if Cass Tech can keep that pressure on them.
I mean, that shot for Turner a minute or so ago was honestly the best chance for either team the whole game, aside from the shot that hit the crossbar.
Yes.
And that shot that hit the crossbar kind of came out of nowhere.
Look, I really thought Turner had that, but that was an excellent last-second defending to affect that shot and send it wide.
9 minutes remaining and a first half with a score that probably a few people who have found the game tonight are going, wait a minute, this is the score? This wasn't the score a couple weeks ago, last year.
Listen, if I would have got a phone call right now from where I was at and someone said that Cass Tech and Western are 0-0 at halftime, I would start driving out here to see the second half.
But you'd keep the stream up, though, so people are watching, right? You know?
Of course.
Yeah. We can pay the bills. Okay, good. Just, you know. You can come out to the game. That's fine. Just make sure you keep watching, you know?
I mean, this is everything you want to see in a championship game.
Technicians trying to chase it down. Yep, there's your foul.
Okay. Now Cass Tech has it in a dangerous spot.
Sandoval can't believe that was the call.
About 7 yards out. Let's see what Cass Tech can do with this position.
Cass Tech's had their chances. They've hit the crossbar already tonight. Is this the moment that gives them a bit of an improbable lead? Fernandez will send it in. First, he'll take a practice swing. Fernandez's ball in.
Oh, a little bit high. That ball had dipped down. That would have been nice.
You know, coming off his foot, looked like it was a bit of an adventurous try, but as you said, this one nearly curled all the way in.
It did. If it had just a little bit more dip, it would have been in there. I mean, honestly, this just shows how far Cass Tech has gotten. Just 2 years ago, this game was not this competitive. Last year, this game was not this competitive. Cass Tech has been just inching out. Oh, here.
Western
Great save
by Soto.
That was nice. He's doing everything you ask for your keepers right now. He is giving them a chance.
Martinez tried to chuck it in that left side. Wasn't going to happen. Coming down the home stretch. First half, PSL Soccer Championship. Turnover, Cass Tech.
Right now, I promise you, Coach Dewar is talking to his players, letting them know you all have about 5 minutes to find the back of that net.
Think it's not going to be a pleasant halftime speech if it's still 0-0 at half?
Knowing Coach Dewar, nowhere close. his guys are going to hear a little bit during halftime, and then they're going to come out fired up.
Well, still 5.5 minutes just about for Western to change the narrative. The narrative right now, as Steve keeps telling you, the growth of Cass Tech soccer on display. The mighty Western Cowboys in a little bit of trouble.
I mean, these are your two premier Detroit powerhouse schools in terms of all things sports. Because Western isn't just competitive in soccer, they're competitive in baseball as well. And so these two schools, they have faced off for baseball championships, soccer championships, not so much football, but, you know, I mean, Western is really always in that mix. And so Cass Tech, they're used to dominating in sports like basketball and football, but when it comes to soccer and baseball, this is their rival right here, Western.
We play on, no whistle.
Good through ball.
And that's going to roll onto the Western keeper on a dangerous through ball for Cass Tech.
Cass Tech is trying to sniff the back of that goal, but Western on the attack again with a good takeaway. Cass Tech on the counter again.
Turner played it ahead. Cass Tech probing again. Adventurous drive. Once again.
From 30 yards out.
And they're going to
they own a corner kick.
Yeah, they give him a corner.
And
Let's
that's why they take those shots.
Pretty close.
I mean, that keeper, he had to do that to save the ball. But in making that save, Cass Tech has a corner.
This is the first one for the technicians tonight. They have a little pixie dust off the corner.
A little bit strong with that corner kick, though. Both of those, the corner kicks from Western and the corner kicks from Cass have both been a little bit strong.
Only one corner aside so far, and this will be a Western goal kick with just about 3 minutes to go.
I think this might make for a pretty exciting 3 minutes. Right now, Western has one thing in mind: get a goal before that whistle blows.
Roll into the middle, Western brings it down. And then they lose it. And they get it back. Ooh, that was blocked by Cass Tech. This could be an opportunity.
Cass Tech still has it. They're in that finishing third. Can they make something happen? Is that foul on?
Looks like it's going to be Cass Tech's.
Now the question is, what set piece play does Coach Jack have for his kids right now? You want to make the most of this. You're in the last 2 minutes of the half. You won't get too many shots like this. So what set piece play will Coach Jack call up?
Press the goal.
Fernandez to let it go. Missed the net again.
And instead of the set piece, we're for the straight shot. And you've got to question that a little bit. To be able to be that close, you want to capitalize with this little bit of time left. To have one good play call down there and come away with a goal going into the halftime would make a big difference. Because now we see Western back on the attack.
Coming up on 1.5 minutes remaining. First half. Western still probing to the attacking third. This ball is out for a Western throw. Desperately, Turner tried to keep it in. He couldn't do it. Cowboys stopping and starting. A lot of traffic in that middle.
Right now, Cass Tech is selling out to defend. This is not what they want to have right now. Western in their box with a minute left.
And it's cleared to safety by Cass Tech. A whistle behind the play gives it back. to Western.
Western wants to speed this play up right now.
Barajas taken away by Cass Tech. 30 seconds remaining and ticking in a first half that has not seen a goal, believe it or not.
Well, look, knowing Western, let's not say that just yet. Western can score in 15 seconds. I've seen it.
Into the middle it comes. Cowboys play it to the right.
Less than 10 seconds. And it looks like with that clearance, we're going into halftime 0-0.
Detroit Western in the PSL title game last year won 4-0. But the story is those Western Cowboys coming off the field. That's not a happy bunch. That's a determined technician bunch. After 40 minutes of soccer and with at least 40 to go, Western coaching staff is looking for some sort of answer.
Coach Dewar is visibly unhappy right now. They're going to have them a long little halftime speech, and when they come back, let's see how fired up Western is coming out of this half.
A little bit of intrigue after 40 minutes of soccer in the PSL title game. It's 0-0, and we're back right after this. Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
Four wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
Vision of something bigger, greater than what already exists. It's that spark that ignites the passion and drive to create something truly amazing. At G-Brand, we understand this journey well. We take pride in the details and perfecting every aspect of the process, regardless of how small or big they may be. Because it's more than just a design or a shirt. It's about outfitting future champions. There's something to be said about a team coming together, each member contributing their unique skills, talents, and ideas. It's that collective effort that takes a simple idea and turns it into something truly great. The process can be excruciating, with countless hours spent tirelessly reviewing every detail. But the end result is pure and so rewarding, knowing that we've created something that will inspire greatness in those who wear it. Whether they come from a savage land or a booming metropolis, whether their numbers are 2 or 2 billion, the greatest their numbers could ever become is truly to become one. That's why at G-Brand, we're more than just a clothing company. We're a movement, a community of like-minded individuals who believe in the power of coming together to make a difference. So join us on this journey as we strive to outfit future champions and inspire greatness in all that we do. G-Brand. Now that's game.
Hi folks, Dr. Joe here again with Michigan Orthopedic Surgeons. Did you know that kids are not little adults when it comes to sports injuries? That's because of something called the growth plate. Growth plates exist all over the human body in our growing athletes. They're actually little cartilage discs that exist at the end of all the long bones. It's simply where a kid grows. The problem is that the growth plate can be the weak link. What might be a sprain, a strain, or a tear in an adult when they hurt themselves can actually be a growth plate fracture in a kid. So it's important, if your kid has hurt themselves and they're not using their arm or they're not able to put weight on a leg, come see one of us, get an x-ray, and make sure it's not a growth plate fracture. For more information, go to miorthosurgeons.com.
As the voice of Michigan's student athletes, the Student Advisory Council's role
is to convey the message of how high school sports should be played. We are responsible for helping the MHSAA maintain a positive and healthy atmosphere
in which interscholastic athletes can thrive.
We believe that athletes should be competitive,
sportsmanlike, and excel academically.
We believe that students in the stands should have fun,
but not take away the focus from the game.
We believe coaches should act like teachers,
helping student athletes develop while still keeping high school sports in perspective.
We believe that parents should always be positive role models
and support their child's decisions.
We believe officials commit their own time to high school sports,
and respect should always be shown and given to them.
The most important goal for student athletes is to enjoy high school sports
while keeping a high level of respect between all those involved in the games.
Enjoy the game.
We are the MHSAA, a collection of 750 high schools and 750 middle schools, from Temperance to Copper Harbor, from New Buffalo to Alpena. Each year, more than 250,000 students play one of our 28 sports. More than 1.5 million fans attend our postseason games. There are 30,000 coaches and 8,000 officials, not to mention all of the volunteers. The MHSAA believes in the 4 S's. School sports should be safe and kept in the appropriate scope. We believe nothing beats great sportsmanship, and that scholarship in the classroom is more important than excellence on the field or court. Most of all, we believe school sports should be fun. So come out and join us at a game. Support your school, support your community, and come see what the excitement is all about.
From an ordinary idea comes a great journey. It all starts with a simple thought, a vision of something bigger, greater than what already exists. It's that spark that ignites the passion and drive to create something truly amazing. At G-Brand, we understand this journey well. We take pride in the details and perfecting every aspect of the process, regardless of how small or big they may be. Because it's more than just a design or a shirt. It's about outfitting future champions. There's something to be said about a team coming together, each member contributing their unique skills, talents, and ideas. It's that collective effort that takes a simple idea and turns it into something truly great. The process can be excruciating, with countless hours spent tirelessly reviewing every detail. But the end result is pure and so rewarding, knowing that we've created something that will inspire greatness in those who wear it. Whether they come from a savage land or a booming metropolis, whether their numbers are 2 or 2 billion, the greatest their numbers could ever become is truly to become one. That's why at G-Brand, we're more than just a clothing company. We're a movement, a community of like-minded individuals who believe in the power of coming together to make a difference. So join us on this journey as we strive to outfit future champions and inspire greatness in all that we do. G-Brand. Now that's game.
We're back, getting ready for the second half of this PSL Soccer Championship, which pretty good game so far. Western and Cass tied at 0. Back inside the broadcast booth, Evan Stockton with Executive Director of the Detroit Public School League, Jay Alexander. Jay, always appreciate your time.
Always glad being here.
All right, you've been watching this game. What do you think so far?
I think it's a dogfight, right?
Yeah.
Back in the old day, we call it the old school dogfight, right? It's the person who's going to come out on top with the last bone.
Yeah.
So it's been outstanding to watch. Going back and forth, their goaltender's been really stingy. The defense has been really good, not letting the ball get towards the goalie as much. So it's a lot of action.
What's the good news with the PSL going on right now? How the fall sports season's been?
The fall sports is busy, right? The good news is that we're moving forward. Our K-8 is expanding. We've gotten more K-8 girls basketball teams involved, which is, is always a key, getting those young ladies out and becoming and moving around and doing great things. The best thing that we have, we decided that make the official announcement here on the prep, is that we're going to Ford Field for our championships for football. So October 13th, Friday the 13th, we're going to be playing at 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. for our championships.
That's fantastic. Have they ever been played at Ford Field before?
They have, but it's been a hiatus. I would say COVID, but 5 years prior to me, they were played. So we're excited to have this opportunity to go back with great sponsors like Zenith, the Prep, and G Brand, and those particular sponsors who are helping out, and HAP. We're just excited, man, to have this opportunity. And with Dr. Vidi's vision and his leadership, he's able to help put this together for us. So we really, really excited.
So there's a lot of folks who I'm sure just heard, oh, my goodness, at Ford Field, how can I go? What's the ticket information?
Great question. So the participating schools, and right now it's going to be Cass and Denby. That's the 2 schools I can tell you. After Friday, we'll know the other 2 schools. So they can pick up tickets at those specific schools who are participating, and then they can pick them up at the box office at Ford Field during game day only, right? You can't just go tomorrow and pick them up, because those Cass Tech fans will be everywhere trying to get those tickets. And so if it's decided that it'll be King and Cass, then, it'll be a bigger entourage, so to speak. So, we're excited about the opportunity. I am just so excited to give these kids the opportunity to play on the big stage. And I just can't wait to see how they perform.
King against Cass Tech at Ford Field. Usually those 2 teams are playing Thanksgiving weekend, so it's kind of nice to see them play in October there.
Yep.
Game's about to start again, Jay, so
okay.
We appreciate your time as always. Thank you for all your good work.
All right, Evan.
So we'll get ready for soccer here in just a second. Detroit Western against Cass Tech, about to begin the second half. We will sub out Jay and bring Steve on here in a second. I'd say hockey line change, but we're not playing hockey. We're playing soccer, so this will be a substitution. Steve's going to put the headset back on. All right, he's back.
Yes, sir, and ready for an exciting second half.
Yeah, you kept saying it, right? In those first 40 minutes. As long as Cass Tech can get this thing to the second half, it's a dogfight. Well, here you go. We got a dogfight.
You got us a dogfight. When I say Western has probably individually beat every one of our teams in a championship over the years, not that I'm rooting against Western, but to see someone else come away with a championship would not be a terrible change of pace.
I guess the best way to look at it, right, is for so many years Alabama was so great in college football. It's nice to see someone, quote-unquote, sneak up. Now, we're excited to see what Western has for us in the second half. You kept saying how their coaching staff probably just chewed them out at halftime.
Yeah.
Keep it clean. But what do you think those coaches were telling the Western players?
So essentially what Brad was just really going hard on his guys about is not capitalizing on their opportunities. They have to make the most of it. They can't waste possessions. And if you're Western, you're not used to that. You're not used to not getting in their attacking third and then coming away without a goal. So right now, Brad is telling them, finish your attacks.
And, oh, by the way, Cass Tech had a couple of really good chances. They had a crossbar, a couple of opportunities that just went begging.
And if you're Coach Jack right now, you're telling your guys, just keep going. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep attacking. Keep the pressure on them. Make them uncomfortable.
This ball rolls out, and it'll be a throw for Cass Tech. Each team has flipped field. Western still in that red going left to right. Cass Tech going right to left in the white. All being battled for and found by the Cowboys.
Western on the attack again.
Oh, that's a gorgeous little move. And another one.
Oh, another good tackle, but Western still has it.
You knew they'd come out like this. Can they score the first one? Still loose in that box. And Cass Tech's got it.
Western's going to come out hot. It's up to Cass Tech to survive this wave. Let all this championship emotion just flush over them and then catch these guys gassed.
All goes out. It'll be a Western throw right near the Cass Tech bench. Cass Tech plays it ahead. They got a lot of room on that right side. That's deflected off a Western defender to their keeper, no problems.
And when I tell you, I know these high school kids are enjoying playing under the lights right now. This is what high school sports is all about. It's playing in the night, under the lights, parents watching you, championship game against your biggest rival.
You know, these are the type of nights that when we all get old, gray, and fat, we remember for a long time, you know?
Yes, sir. So as someone who, you know, had a lot of friends at Renaissance High School, when I was in high school, I know how big the Renaissance Cass rivalry used to be. But what it's become over the years is more of a Cass Western rivalry. And now Cass Tech overlooks schools like Renaissance. You know, Western is a school they want to be able to beat now in these kind of games.
Well, Steve, you were talking earlier about the rebirth, quote-unquote, of public school league soccer. Western brings it to the middle of the field. This ball ahead will be found by Soto. What was the history behind PSL soccer going away and how to come back?
So when I graduated high school in 2004, you know, I think they may have kept soccer for about 1 or 2 more years till about 05 or 06. And then after that, Detroit disbanded all, you know, organized soccer under the DPS-CD banner. And so about 2 years ago now, this is the 3rd year now, they brought back soccer as a recognized sport inside of DPS-CD. See, before they had called it, we had been classified as a club sport for the last 14 years. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, being a club sport, you know, you don't get all the same recognition, you don't get all the same funding from the school and whatnot. So DPS decided to recognize that, hey, there are soccer players in DPS, in these schools. We should recognize this league. Mm-hmm. So a couple years ago, they brought it back, and it's been growing ever since. So it started off with about 4 teams with the comeback a couple years ago between Cass, Western, Renaissance. Now, that might have been it back then. And then in just these last 2 years, they've grown to about 8 teams now. They are looking to have 10 teams in the PSL League next year. Wow. So, the you know, DPS-CD has been growing their soccer league again after a 14-year hiatus.
And tonight, we have a good championship game brewing between Western and Cass. We're just over 5 minutes into the second half.
And these are the kind of games that helps to grow that league. You know, when you're looking at these kind of games, these are the ones that people want to come see. So this rivalry between Cass and Western has grown in the city. It really has become the Detroit Classic. So now, whenever people are hearing that it's time for Western to play Cass Tech this time of year, everyone's coming out, no matter what school they're coming from. If they go to Renaissance, Murray Wright, Mumford, doesn't matter anymore. Everyone's coming to see this matchup. And then that's wanting to them to get their schools involved so they can get a piece of this.
Anyone who's come out to see this one is seeing a still tight game. Adventurous
try
for
Western.
Oh,
off the crossbar. Oh, wow. Not Luke.
Nearly went in from a mile away.
I mean, just the talent of these players, shooting from 30 yards out and hitting the crossbar with that much force. Just a little bit more dip, and that's in there. Just a little bit more dip, and that ball is good. That's a goal.
That's a couple of clangs off the crossbar.
All right, they're taking the short corner.
It's to Barajas, who plays it back in. Cass Tech clears.
Okay, that was a good set piece play by Coach Dwyer. He wanted to catch Cass Tech off guard and get a quick goal off of that. But that was excellent defending by Cass Tech.
We're going to have to redo the throw here. Western looking for a little room.
Good shot.
Oh, wow. Wow. That was mere inches from the left post.
This is what Western's going to start doing. They're going to start shooting. This is what Cowboys do when they're down. They start shooting.
Soto saw that ball sail to his right,
and
to our left as we saw it.
And I just knew he thought that ball was good.
Western on the probe again. They have dominated possession in the second half so far.
Western coming out angry. This is that championship pride. This is that feeling of we should have already won this game by now.
Into the box it goes, cleared
excellent
out.
Defending. Great defending by Cass Tech. That was a nice combination play.
It will be a Cass Tech throw. You've been singing the praises, Steve, of that defending for Cass Tech all night. Every time it looks like Western's going to have that final pass, that final link up, they just can't quite get it.
And that's what you need. You need excellent defensive backs that know how to work together.
Another adventurous Western try goes wide.
I think that's the biggest thing that Cass Tech has going for them right now. Those defensive backs are working so well in sync right now, covering each other's gaps. They're making it impossible for Western to get those goals.
Ball ping-ponging off of bodies, played back middle of the field. Taken away by Cass Tech and played
Tech
further.
On the attack. Can he connect with somebody? Oh, and then just went out of bounds.
Best effort on that near side of the field for Jared Hernandez.
That was the closest Cass Tech has gotten this half so far.
There's two Hernandezes on the Cass Tech roster. There's Jared and Jeremy. Jared a senior, Jeremy a freshman. All right, just about 10 minutes into the second half. We still don't have a goal.
Okay, oh, and he's bad touch. Western, oh.
And now we get a foul. That's Fernandez, who had the bad touch and then the foul.
And that's sometimes how that goes. You get that bad touch, you want so bad to make up for it, and then you just make a bad mistake, bad play.
Played ahead. Offside.
So Western trying to just play really direct right now. They're still keeping it creative, but they're going for goal right now.
What do you think that man's thinking about right now?
Oh man, look, you can see the look on his face right now, right? He's not happy. The nerves are getting there, and he's going to start barking at those boys shortly to put something in the back of that net.
The longer this goes, it's almost like there are more seeds of success being planted in Cass Tech's mind. All they need is one moment, and they got the lead.
That's all it takes. That's literally all it takes is just that one moment.
Against a team that has beaten them time and again the last couple of years, a Western team that handled Cass Tech 4-1 in the PSL title last year, and it wasn't that close.
No. I mean, Cass Tech's confidence has got to be growing with every passing minute.
And Western's frustration has got to be growing every passing minute.
And in the end, what you have to wonder is, will the frustration catch up with them, or will that championship experience catch up? Will at some point Western realize, like, hey, we've done this. We've been here. We know what we're doing. And all of a sudden, it's just that having that championship experience. He held on to it way too long.
Western takes it away.
And those are the kind of mistakes that Western capitalizes on. Cass Tech can't afford to make those kind of mistakes.
Esteban Chavez, a heavy touch, back to the middle. Western's got it again.
Western has been making Cass Tech defend for the whole second half so far. And if you're Cass Tech, you've got to be worried about that. Because all it takes is one of those balls to just slip through.
Here's a potential ball that could slip through. Cass Tech clears it out of the area. Ball cleared again by Cass Tech. Strong defending again.
Through ball a little bit too strong.
And I know it's still 11 on 11, Steve, but it feels like Western's going 13 on 11 right now. They got red jerseys all over the place in the second half.
And they're just keeping that pressure on Cass Tech. Cass Tech cannot get possession and maintain it worth anything right now.
First half, all things considered, was pretty even, but the second half, Western's done everything except score. Substitutions here. Chavez coming out. Lopez, one of the men coming in. It's Brian Lopez, number 20. You know, Steve, that family and friends will be watching back this broadcast after, so you want to make sure you say everyone's first and last name.
Oh, of course. Listen, some of the players out there that I've coached that play for Cass Tech right now, their parents definitely told me, you better make sure to say my baby.
Oh, there's the finish. Western scores the first one of the night. We told you we had to say his first name off the bench and making it happen. Brian Lopez.
And just like that, Western's on the board. They've been knocking on the door all this half, and now they just kick that door down.
Man, what an effort. Lopez found it himself and slotted it home.
And that's what Coach Dewar was talking to his boys about during the half, finishing. When you get inside that box, make something happen. Make the most out of all opportunities.
Lopez off the bench, taking advantage of his opportunity.
Now Cass Tech is in trouble.
And Western is swarming again.
This is what Western does. When Western gets up, they do not let off of you. Western keeps that pressure on. They are like a boa constrictor. When they get that squeeze going, they just get tighter and tighter, and they squeeze the life out of you.
Was that the plot of Snakes on a Plane?
I believe it was.
It's been a while since I've seen that movie. Western on it again. That's got to be a foul.
That's a foul. Cass Tech is getting frustrated.
Brandon Gomez with the hard tackle.
Cass Tech knows they're in trouble. You can't let the frustration get the better of you because Western, from this position, can capitalize. You don't want to be down 2-0. Bad foul.
Guy who got fouled was Lopez, the man who scored. Not even halfway into the second half, but Western's got that first goal and staring over a dangerous opportunity.
Now let's see if Western going to go for a direct shot or a set-piece play. My money's on direct shot. They're feeling themselves. Their confidence is just getting higher and higher right now, while Cass Tech is getting nervous.
We are awaiting the ready for play here.
Time back on the clock, guys. Stop the clock.
So they're looking for a clock stoppage right now.
It's not a high school sporting event until everyone looks up to the press box and tells you how much time should be on the clock.
Good look, when I say these parents are as much into this as anyone else right now. They want their Cass Tech guys to have every single minute they can to come back.
Just gives us more time to build up the suspense. First goal of the game came a couple of minutes ago from Brian Lopez. And we'll see if this opportunity for Western leads to a second goal. That's a Cass Tech sideline that has worked really hard all night.
And when I tell you, listen, as much as the parents might be complaining right now, and probably the coaches as well, the folks who aren't complaining, those players, they're catching their breath right now. But if you're Western, you don't want Cass to catch their breath too much.
That coaching staff for Western can smile now after the first goal.
Oh, yeah. Definitely Coach Dewar is feeling a little bit relieved.
The monkey isn't quite off his back yet, but it's preparing its dismount off his back.
Pretty much. It's starting to loosen the grip a little
bit.
Right. So, you know, he can Coach Brad can kind of feel breathing a little bit easier now.
Can we get a camera on What are you trying to do?
I promise you we will start again soon.
So right now, what's going to be important for Western is getting that momentum right back once this stoppage finishes.
All right, here we go. The most build up to a free kick in history. It is right to the keeper. In case you're wondering, the delay was because they had to add 2 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock, and the delay to put 2:30 back in the clock took 5 minutes. Another ball in for Western. A little bit long, but tracked down to the box. The back heel, briefly cleared by Cass Tech, further sent along.
Good move. Now he needs to connect with one of his teammates. That ball's a little bit too strong. Can Cass Tech get it back though? Now who's going to run with them? Where's that overlapping runner? Oh, didn't have one.
Western's got that ball.
When you get that ball played up like that, you need someone to make an overlapping run to be able to pass that ball off to. It's now Western right back on the attack.
Already the one goal in the second half. What
Good,
a strong
wonderful
tackle.
slide tackle.
Western probes
still
again.
has it.
Shot blocked into the box, and a sliding Soto on it for Cass Tech. Gabriel Soto, the junior keeper for Cass Tech. All right, Steve, so coming up on halfway into the second half, there's a lot of time remaining. But if you're Cass Tech, considering how the game's going, considering the fact that you're only down by one, what are you doing to try to get an opportunity to tie it here?
So right now, if you're Cass Tech, you want to get some kind of momentum going. You want to build your attack. You want to connect some passes. You want to get a little bit creative with it. Because right now, Western sees everything you're throwing at them, and they're stopping it. So you got to hit them with something they haven't seen yet. Maybe a set-piece play at the next dead ball, but more importantly, they just need to make some creative passes to work that ball down.
Ball goes out. Cass Tech thinks it should be theirs. It's not.
And most importantly, if you're Cass Tech, now is not the time to get down on yourself. Right. They have to stay confident. They have to keep playing the way they've been playing.
And then on the other side of things, again, there's still a fair chunk of time remaining in this game. But if you're Detroit Western, for how much longer do you put your foot on the gas, and at what point do you start playing keep away and try to get this thing to the finish line?
Coach Dewar is not going to take his foot off the gas until 5 minutes after the last whistle, okay? He is not going to let it up on these guys.
So you're saying they're going to keep playing the game until 5 minutes after it hits 000s?
Listen, Coach Dewar is going to keep shooting, okay? The refs can be gone, and he'll have his guys keep shooting at those goals.
Do we have to keep calling that portion of the game?
I think at that point we can kind of walk out and let them have it.
Well, the real question is, I'll keep doing it if they keep paying me to do it, you know? I mean, I hear overtime's pretty nice.
Hey, look, maybe we'll see a little bit, because those games get most exciting. And when I say every player out here has seen some level of overtime.
Oh, look at what's going on here. Cass Tech chance.
Oh, wow. Was that through?
I think that went in.
Through? That was in. That's a Cass Tech goal.
That's William Carr, who has tied the match.
Now, that's exactly what you needed if you were Cass Tech. I was just saying, steal back that momentum.
This game is tied.
This game just got that much more exciting, didn't it?
It went in. William knew it. Not everyone else did. He knew it. He's got the glasses. He can see better than all of us.
Say he knew that ball was good when he let it go, right?
Yep. Oh, my goodness. The junior William Carr, who did not start, has scored for Cass. The goal for Western, Brian Lopez. He came off the bench. We have got a heck of a finish coming up here.
With only 20 minutes left.
And I believe we have to fix the clock. Carr's going to get to savor that goal a little bit longer.
But if you're Western, you're thinking about that goal. You're thinking about how you would let that happen. How you let this team back in the game.
Western trying to get back on the front foot. Cass Tech has tied it. Again, these two teams, 1 year does not mean the same thing as the next. But last year, this was a 4-1 game. Western, in all these recent matchups against Cass Tech, has had no problems. But everyone has their day. I don't know, maybe the technician's day is today.
Will this be the year that someone finally upsets the Cowboys in the championship? Oh, can he keep it? He's got it again.
That's the guy who scored, William Carr. Oh, and he's tackled away.
He lost the ball right back. Can Western capitalize on the counter?
Western takes it away. Plays to the middle. And to space, far side.
They're attacking, they're in the box. Oh, but they lost it.
And Cass Tech elects to clear.
Okay, that was an interesting choice there.
I guess play it to safety, but this means Western gets the ball right back and they're probing.
Right back in the attacking third. That's not where you want them to have it at.
Long ball in, got blocked.
Okay, they've at least forced Western back, though.
Turnover, Cass Tech, and then they punch it away. Over halfway into a second half that has seen each team score once. Lopez for Western, Carr for Cass Tech.
After a scoreless first half. These teams have really ramped it up. They want to win this.
The intensity picks up. Western tried to play it back all the way to their keeper. That got tipped briefly.
Western back on the counter. And a foul.
This will be Detroit Western's ball as Martinez went down.
A hard tackle by Jalen Howard that just missed the ball.
Jalen Howard, a freshman, starting for Cass Tech. Clock keeps ticking, 18 and a half to go. Western plays it in. And this is no problems for Soto, who's been very steady back there for Cass Tech today. Man, if Cass Tech wasn't believing before, Steve, they're believing now. They are in this.
If we were worried that allowing that first goal took their heart out of it at all, they answered quickly. Cass Tech is still in this. They still want this championship. They still want this upset. This game means everything to them.
Western on the attack. I don't see a whistle anywhere.
They're calling a goal kick.
Everyone was kind of looking around waiting for it. And here comes the entire Western team around the officials saying, wait a minute now, Cass Tech touched that. Oh my goodness.
Oh, no, no. You have to keep your cool in this game. Coach Dewar not happy about that.
Honestly, I'm shocked they didn't give him a red card.
So am I.
Martinez is lucky he got away with just a yellow there.
That I believe is the referee trying not to affect the game too much.
Honestly, I commend the official.
Yes, because he had as someone who has officiated games before, I would have red carded. That's disrespectful to the official, to the game itself, the other team.
That ball was played ahead. They were hunting for Carr again and just missed him. Steve, you were talking earlier about how Detroit Western is not used to being in this type of situation.
They're not.
Well, now they are, and one of their players probably should have just gotten a red card for a, is it too mean to say stupid mistake?
Not mean at all. That was stupid. That was selfish. I mean, everything. That's you don't do that in a championship game. You know, your whole team's counting on you right now, and you could have cost them everything. If he would have got red carded and Western would have had to play down and Cass Tech would have won afterwards, his whole team would have been looking him dead in the eyes for that whole bus ride home.
For now, we still play 11 on 11.
And I can see Coach Dewar is so upset right now, he can't even talk to the kid. He's got the assistant coaches talking to him right now.
This is a Western free kick. Barajas standing over the ball. Good looking ball in. Oh my goodness!
Oh wow! There
Western scores! Romero celebrating like he was the one to score. What matters most? Western back in front.
That was a beautiful, gorgeous service in. Off the foot, curving in. The goalkeeper did everything he could. As a keeper, that's everything you can do.
Soto had to punch it back like a volleyballer, falling back on a set, went right to Romero.
And as much as I've been just singing the praises of this Cass Tech defense, that was a letdown. Someone should have boxed him out.
So Western scores, rebounding from Cass Tech's finish. Here's one more look.
And that's just that championship experience. When you have won this many championships, you know how to finish games. Western on the attack again.
Looking for the third tally. To state the absolute obvious, if there is another goal to be scored in this game, it is absolutely vital.
Yes. And if you're Cass Tech, you're nervous right now. You're in the last 15 minutes. Western's gotten another goal. And like I said at the beginning, Western's one of those teams, with every goal, their confidence grows exponentially.
Oh, a miss it. Western's got to run back with the ball. That's the defender trying to clear it to safety. And that is going to be out for a Cass throw. Yep.
Cass Tech has to play with more urgency starting right now.
Into the middle it comes. Western on the pro. The guy who just scored, Romero. Cross got blocked.
Oh,
there's your handball. Yeah, everyone was looking around waiting for the call to come, and it finally did.
So whenever those arms get away from the body, they're going to call it like that. Cass Tech has to pick up the intensity right now. The team right now, that last goal looks like it might have deflated them.
Header, save, Soto. I know there's a couple of goals for Western tonight, but Gabriel Soto, the keeper for Cass, has looked good.
He has put on a show. That's everything you can ask for from a keeper. That last goal, as a coach, you tell your keepers, that was not your fault. You did everything you could. You jumped up, you sold out, you made that save. You needed one of your defenders to box out and not allow that second header. But Soto has played, an amazing game. Just amazing.
I mean, if you're Cass Tech, right, if you had told them before the match, look, you're going to be down 2-1 with 13 minutes left. You take it, but then you also tell them, well, you tied it. You gave up a goal with about 15 minutes to go. They go, okay, I guess we take it, but still, that's kind of deflating.
It is. And that moment and that opportunity that they had to make the most of that complete mistake. That complete just selfish moment, that was the moment for Cass Tech to capitalize. Instead, they let Western come back and close the door maybe.
Still time. That clock ticking toward 12 and a half remaining. In a PSL Soccer Championship with a score that probably looks different than you thought it would be when you decided to flip on the game.
Listen, because we always knew it was going to come down to Cass and Western in the PSL Championship, and when we were told that game was officially scheduled and it was happening, you would have thought this game would have been over by now.
That's a great ball. Does Western have the third? Yes, they do.
Ulysses Barajas.
That could be the capper for a resilient bunch of Western Cowboys.
And in all honesty, that's how you make up for the boneheaded mistake that he made earlier. He had to make that one. When you go out there and you get yourself carded for tossing the ball out of bounds like that, you have to make up for it.
Sometimes life is about bouncing back from mistakes. Martinez made a mistake. He got a break. He tossed the ball away from the official. He probably should have gotten a red card. Instead, he got a yellow, came back in the match, and just scored what could very well be the icing on top of another PSL championship for Western.
Yeah, so it might not be 4-1 like last year, but Western's starting to run away with this one. Cass Tech really had a chance. They still do. They can still come back in this, but it's getting harder and harder.
Now if you're Cass Tech, obviously you're forced to send everybody forward and hope for something here, right? Final 11 and a half.
Yeah, you got to sell out and just hope for the best. It's just no longer about defending. It's all about trying to make those goals up. And if you're Western, you know that. Okay, that was a really great attempt, but he missed that ball clean.
Western will fall on the ball. Steve, I know you said that they're always going until the final whistle. Is there any part of Western here and the way this game has been played and some of the funky things that have happened? Is there any thought here coming up on 10 minutes left? Let's park the bus, quote unquote, and just get this thing to the end?
Not with Coach Dewar. Coach Dewar is looking for more goals right now. If he can make this scoreline finish 5-1, he will. Okay, he's not going to take his foot off the brakes. This game is too personal.
That's Philip Jack, the head coach for Cass Tech, whose team, as of about 15 minutes ago, had it tied at 1.
And if you're Coach Jack right now, you just have to be just really hoping and praying that your guys pull off something special, pull off that miracle comeback right now, because you've never been this close. If you're Cass Tech, if you're Coach Jack, you never sniffed that trophy just that close until tonight. And now to see it just slip away like that, you've got to be try for the bicycle.
You know, you just scored last time, Martinez. You may as well try it again. Look at the smile on his face. He knows that was a little adventurous.
Yeah. He tried. Had he connected with that, though, that would have been a beautiful shot.
Poor Gail Martinez.
So he's still trying to make up that mistake.
Yes, he is. And I guarantee you, Coach is going to tell him after the game, hey, man, nice goal to put the game away. Also, never do what you just did for that yellow card ever again, please and thank you.
Especially going into districts.
Yep.
You got to be more disciplined than that. Because against a better team in a district playoff game, that's going to cost you.
Lopez ball knocked away by Cass Tech. Once again, Detroit Western just all over the place, bodies swarming.
That's all it takes for Western, just to get a couple of goals, and then they just ramp it up.
Very proud soccer tradition at Western, boys and girls. Boys on the cusp of another PSL title.
Too strong.
Yes, that's too strong, but if you're Western, it's not the end of the world because the clock will keep on ticking.
Yep. But this is about the close to possession ball as you're going to get if you're Western. Because they're going to keep attacking, okay? But if they attack a little bit too far, too strong, that's the closest you're going to get to it. They're not going to let off the gas. Western still wants more goals.
In case you're just joining us, it was 0-0
and if you're Cass Tech,
halftime.
You got to find a way to still believe you can come back.
Realistically, Cass Tech plays it ahead. Maybe here's their answer. Not coming. Realistically, if you're Cass Tech, at what point do you need to score by to have a realistic shot here?
Right now. Right now. I mean, if you're Cass Tech, it took you over the half, into the second half, is until almost the last 15 minutes for that first goal. The chances of them scoring 2 in these last 7, they need to get the first one now.
Some tired bodies. You're getting a look at Brian Lopez, who scored the first goal of the game for Western. Romero Martinez had the other ones. William Carr scored for Cass Tech to make it 1-1, but Romero and Martinez have scored since. And that's why those faces for Cass Tech are getting a lot longer.
So if you're one of those Cass Tech players, it's about that Cass Tech pride right now. It's about that technician pride. How do you want to finish this game? If you let them, Western's going to score 3 more goals. Do you want to finish this game strong like how you've played so far?
Villasenor up ahead for Lopez. One more into the box. That's an offside. Yep. But again, that clock will keep on moving. as Mejia Garcia takes his time walking back for Western. Still time, Steve, but it's shaping up like Western's going to be PSL champs. You keep talking about the playoff games coming forth for these both teams. What do you think each side will take away from this game into the rest of their seasons after tonight?
So if you're Cass Tech, the main thing you're taking away from this game is that, hey, you know what? We've made great strides, and we're ready to really make some noise in these state playoffs. If you're Western, would you come away with this game feeling like, hey, we've been here, we've stayed here, now it's time to go to the next level. We have won one more city championship. We are the cream of the crop in Detroit, and now let's show that we're the best in the state.
That ball's out for a Cass throw. Got to get it in quickly as we're under 5 minutes remaining.
Say the fat lady's tuning up right now. She's ready to make her entrance.
Drinking a little tea, you know, getting the vocal cords ready. Is that what's going on right now?
She's doing her do-re-mis and all of that right now.
Why is it a fat lady, by the way? Why couldn't it be a fat dude?
You know, I think that's just what they look for in the opera.
You learn something new every day. Thank you for making me smarter, Steve. Appreciate it.
Hey, it is my pleasure.
While we have a second as well, shout out to our whole crew, which has been here on this gorgeously perfect early October day. Working hard, everybody behind the scenes. Appreciate you guys. Does Western have one more? They'll have an adventurous shot that gets blocked. Still there's far side. Another try. Soto is onto it for Cass.
They're going to keep shooting. They're not going to lay off. They're trying to just prove to themselves and to the whole state who they are, which is champions.
At PSL Championship, sure looks like it's going to stay with Detroit Western. Still time, but it's not Cass's friend. Coming up on 3:20 to go.
I think a high kick was called there.
I'll get that ball set quickly as Cass is running out of time. Technicians need whatever magic they've got.
Starting right now.
And that one, oh my goodness, that almost went in.
That would have been a nice start. That was about what they needed.
That's a corner for Cass. Nearly a misplay for Western.
Cass Tech needs just a short corner.
Yeah, there's the opportunity that went off the post. The corner.
Okay, they get another try for the corner.
Yeah, it went out off Western, so Cass gets a redo here.
Cass needs this goal right now.
Into the box it comes. Headed high. And
perfect service in a dangerous spot right in front of the goal. That's what you asked for, but great defending by Western.
Western sends it back in play with under 2 minutes left. They'd love another goal. They don't need another goal. Lopez, one of the goal scorers.
If you're Cass Tech, you're looking for a miracle.
Strong tackle from behind by Cass Tech. This is off of Western, out of play. Goal kick for Cass. And they're going to try to get that ball as quickly as they can. It was nothing at halftime. Lopez scored to start the half for Western. Then Cass Tech got one back. William Carr scored. And everyone was wondering what would happen in the final 20 minutes. Well, Western has scored twice. Romero and Martinez scored. And Western firmly in clock-killing mode with about 50 seconds left.
You know, Cass Tech put out a great effort. They really did. They came out, they fought hard. They held this game scoreless in the first half. They came out, stayed competitive in the second half. But in the end, that championship prowess just overtook them. Western simply knows how to put these games away. They've been doing it for a long time now.
Still being battled for. Cass Tech comes away with the ball. Adventurous try going wide, and that may be the last shot of the game.
You know, that's at least Cass Tech finished with some pride, still attacking, going for the goal. But that's how you want to finish a game when you still have state playoffs to go to.
There it is.
Final whistles.
The Western Cowboys again, the kings of soccer in Detroit. Well, that's a happy bunch of Western Cowboys. You know, they weren't a happy bunch about 20 minutes ago. And, of course, you feel for those Cass Tech players who made this a heck of a lot more interesting than I'm sure a lot of people thought.
They did, you know. I mean, they did better than last year in the end. You know, they fought hard. They had this game really close until the last half or second half.
Celebration ongoing on the field.
But they can hang their heads high knowing that they still have a state playoff run they can go on. Both of these teams can.
There's your trophy about to be awarded once again to the Cowboys of Detroit Western. Another year where Cass Tech and Western play for that trophy. This year's game, though, Steve, definitely looked a lot different than last year's game.
It did. It did. It did. But in the end, same result. Same result in the end. I mean, this is what Western does. You know, Western plays in these games year in and year out, and they're a hard team to beat.
Again, the goal scorers, Lopez, Romero, Martinez for Western, and Carr, the goal scorer for Cass Tech.
And what a goal that was.
Yeah, it was. It was a goal so good we weren't sure it was a goal.
And look, and it really brought Cass Tech back into this game for a second, you know?
That Western coaching staff has got smiles on their faces now. Coach Brad can give out hugs now, but he wasn't giving out hugs a few minutes ago.
Yes, the scowl, the famous scowl has left Coach Brad's face. Though Western's players, for any of them who have been here for the last 3 years, they can hold those 3 fingers up because they are 3-time champions. In sports, we call that a dynasty.
Yeah. Ongoing success for the Cowboys of Detroit Western. We'll see how long the season goes for both of these teams from here, but for tonight we enjoy watching, covering, calling an excellent game, competitive right to the end. This is one of those games, Steve, with a final score of 3-1. It's a lot closer than 3-1 for sure.
Right. You know, just like last games, you know, last year's game of 4-1 was really just kind of a blowout. This 3-1 score, it doesn't tell the same story because Cass Tech fought all the way. It was 1-1 in the end. Western got away from them, but it was close. It was a close game. It was hard fought.
Ceremony going on the field.
And you know this has got to be hard for some of those Cass Tech seniors that just really wanted to just get one win over Western before they graduated. But it doesn't always happen that way, unfortunately.
Still, though, you were talking earlier about the setting here tonight, playing under the lights, championship on the line. In front of your family, in front of your friends, you will remember this for a lot longer. And eventually, the Cass Tech guys will probably forget the final score. Probably.
Well, this is one of those games that you sit there and you just talk with your friends about as you get older, and you tell people about that time you came so close, you know, and it just got away from you. And by the time you're about 30, you know, maybe the score was only 2-3.
Yeah, we lost, but they scored at the last second. Can you believe it? It was horrible.
It was off of a penalty kick and everything, right? Like, you know, they barely beat us, you know. But, you know, this is one of those things where you get to laugh with your friends for years and years down the road and talk about, hey, we were a great team. Okay, we were competitive. We won some games. We made it to championships.
There's your G of the game. It's Brian Lopez who scored the first goal. Congratulations, Brian. That smile tells the story.
So he's just happy that he could help his team win one more championship.
Congratulations to Brian Lopez. Congratulations to the Western Cowboys on another championship.
Coach Dewar is used to posing for these pictures.
Congratulations to the Western Cowboys, champions of the Detroit Public School League.
3-time champs.
That does it for us. For Steve, executive producer extraordinaire Alex Westfall, our leader in crime, Chad Bush, and all of us with the prep, Evan Stockton, saying thanks for watching. I promise you, this game was a lot more exciting. There you go. There's the smile. I was waiting for the smile. You could only meme-mug for so long. Congratulations to the Western Cowboys, champs again in the PSL. There's our G of the game. Lopez scored the first one, and they eventually win by a 3-1 final. Congratulations, guys. You deserve it. And for everyone watching, thanks.
Great job, Western.
We'll talk to you soon.